I'm Adrienne Brink, founder of Uncommon Camellia. My company provides wedding coordination, planning, and design for couples in the New Orleans area. I'm also a trained and licensed mental health counselor, but turned in my therapy hat for my planner blazer and a two-way radio back in 2016. I have not looked back, but I have continued to use everything I know about psychology to develop a business that is thriving due to strong relationships with my clients, my coworkers, and my local wedding industry. Thank you for tuning in for my presentation titled Crossword Puzzle, Words Not to Say When You're Furious. Stay in this industry long enough and a client will ask for their money back. A client will have unreasonable expectations. They'll blame you for things that are not your responsibility. And for many of us, those situations can be downright infuriating. But how you deal with these situations is foundational to your business. The true test is not how you do business on the easy days, it's how you do business on the difficult days. So let's dive into dealing with the difficult days in ways that will improve your reputation. There are 3 drivers that either solidify your reputation or jeopardize it over time. The first driver is the words you choose to use. And I'll give you a list of words you should never use with clients, colleagues, or coworkers, whether you're furious or not. The next driver is conflict response, the way you see, hear, interpret, and respond to conflict as it arises. I'll give you tactical tips to improve your conflict response, particularly in high conflict situations. And the third driver is ownership, specifically in how you own success, problems, and their solutions. That's where I'll talk about holding clients and other pros responsible when things go wrong. Each of these elements are a piece of the puzzle, and if you put the pieces together in your business, you'll develop a reputation that is strong, sustainable, and capable of driving the ideal referrals that you want. If as an industry we do these things, we can shift the way the rest of the world views weddings and us creative professionals that bring them to life. I spent a good part of my therapy career working inside inpatient psychiatric hospitals. I had the precious responsibility of helping people on the worst days of their lives, days when they were at rock bottom. In our care were teenagers who were experiencing schizophrenia for the first time, people of all ages under the grip of addiction and wanting so badly to be free, and those with depression and grief so heavy that death was more appealing than life. I recall the responses when I told people where I worked. They would say, "Oh wow, I bet you see a lot," or "Thank you, y'all really were there for my mom when she was struggling." Some would ask me what it was like and how we help people with these problems. The responses were of empathy and of respect for the work we did. Now I work with people on the best days of their life. Now, when I tell people where I work, the responses and messages I receive are different. And I do want to sit with this for a second because this is very important. These responses are indicators of the reputation of the wedding industry itself, and it's not where I'd like it to be. Here's what people say when I tell them I work in weddings. "Ugh, I could never do that," which is code for. They also have said, "Oh yeah, I used to be a party planner on the side." Some say, "Oh man, that must be stressful." Another one I hear, "Geez, how are those brides and their moms?" And sometimes in the same breath, "Man, you must be rich. There's a lot of money in that, huh?" And the latest is this, "Oh, I saw that on the list of the most stressful jobs." Cool, 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 I'm not offended. The people I work alongside, the wedding industry professionals, they take great pride in the quality of their work. I often see them take big risks for their work. I even see them neglect their own needs to better serve clients. They'll go without eating. They'll show up for work 3 weeks after having a baby. They'll work doubles, scale barricades, stop traffic, climb to the tops of ceilings to hang decor, jump in when things go wrong, even for problems that have nothing to do with them. I see people giving discounts to clients just to help them get what they really want. I see them spend all of their profits on educating themselves to be better and better and better. Yet despite all that giving, we have a wedding industry struggling to get the level of respect awarded to other helping and creative professionals. So why is it that people saw my job as a psychiatric counselor as rewarding and noble, but my job as a wedding coordinator as semi-professional, stressful, and maybe even opportunistic? It all goes back to those 3 reputation drivers. Right now, the biggest opportunity to elevate the wedding industry has nothing to do with timelines or flowers or menus or photographs, highlight reels or invitation suites. Those things are important and have a significant place, but the biggest opportunity right now is all about psychology. I'm going to show you some tweaks borrowed from my counseling experience and how to talk, interact, and think about wedding business problems. There are words and word groups that push clients away, reduce trust, and damage long-term business success, even though it may feel kind of fine to say in the moment. These are words to not use when you're mad, but also to not use ever. These are words you're probably using as part of your everyday language that are unintentionally sending messages that trigger suspicion and distrust from your clients. The first word to stop using is why. This word packs so much punch. Why did you do that? Why are you canceling your wedding? Why aren't you canceling your wedding? Why are you doing it that way? The word itself implies that the person has a reason for what they did and that they can easily communicate it. But usually when something has gone wrong, the reason why is complex and it's hard to describe. And if you want to understand clients and colleagues better and get to the bottom of the problems, then take why out of your vocabulary. Don't ask why. When you do, you invite your counterpart to explain themselves or defend their position. Here's 3 questions that will get you better results than why. Tell me where you are coming from with this. What's going on with the decision to cancel? What's up with your plans for not canceling? I'm saying, hey, bring me into the problem. I want to help you solve it. Now the client is more inclined to tell me the story rather than create an argument for who was right and who was wrong. These questions, unlike the word why, imply a sincere attempt to understand the nature of the problem. Now let's talk about the word just. Sometimes I open an inquiry from a potential client and it says something like this: I just need something simple, or I don't need the whole package, I just need this and that. We have some candles and I just need someone to set them up. Something about those emails just irks me a little bit. And the whole problem is that word just. Saying just minimizes what needs to be done. But I'm guilty of doing this myself too. I'll just add that onto your package. I just added it to the timeline. I just used a template. And sometimes I even do it to my clients. Can you just forward those contracts to me? Just breathe and enjoy the moment. Using the word just implies that what has to be done or needs to be done is easy or simple. In truth, nothing is effortless and everything can be complicated. When you add just to your statements, you're going to do one of 2 things. You're either going to minimize your own effort or minimize the efforts of someone else. We use this word just to attempt to be helpful. We're trying to show that we know how this is gonna go. Hey, we've been there before, we understand the process, and we kind of show the client we know what they're up against. But the label just does not help. It reduces the power and the authenticity of your words. Try taking out the word just in these phrases that I shared earlier. Instead of, I just need something simple, look at how much better it comes across if the client says, I need something simple. Instead of, I don't need that whole package, I just need XYZ. What if they had said, I don't need the package, I do need this. We have some candles, I need someone to set them up. Instead of me saying, I'll just add that to your package, I'll add that to your package. I added it to the timeline. I used one of my templates. Can you forward those contracts to me? Breathe and enjoy this moment. Taking out that word just stops undermining the efforts of yourself and others. And the last word I'm going to talk about is try. This quote says it all. The difference between try and triumph is a little oomph. Look at these statements. I'll try to get that change order to you by the end of the week. I don't know if we can make that happen, but we're going to try. I'll try to get in touch with your DJ. I'll try to get you a seat closer to the dance floor. Trying is not doing. If I call my client's DJ once and they don't answer, I have succeeded in my promise to try to reach her. Trying is a cop-out, and when you tell people you are trying, you're saying that you won't really go the extra mile to fulfill your responsibilities. So it's no surprise to me that when wedding professionals tell their clients that they'll try, the clients feel shortchanged. Instead, tell the client what you are going to do. By the end of the week, I'll have that change order to you. I don't know if we can make that happen, but I'm going to do this, and then I'll let you know where we are. I'll email your DJ. If she doesn't respond, I'll text and I'll call. Let me see if I can get a chair and get you closer to the dance floor. I hear people say try, and then they do actually follow up on their commitment. They don't just try, they do. Unfortunately, using the word try places distrust in the minds of your clients up until you deliver. And once someone begins to distrust you, it's very hard to reverse those feelings. Unconscious use of these words can screw up all the hard work you've put into providing an amazing service and developing this trusting relationship. And generally speaking, avoid any word that's overly general or negative. These are a few more words that I try to avoid personally and professionally. Start removing these words from your dialogue. Contract, always, but, should, fault, can't, never. Word choice affects your client's attitude towards you and the general population's attitude towards the wedding industry.